The Chartered Institute and Supply Management of Nigeria have drummed up support for a bill for an act to amend the Procurement Act 2004, which seeks to punish contractors for unnecessarily delay in the completion and abandonment of projects awarded to them. The coordinator of the institute, Dr. Abdul Mamman, made this position known at a public hearing on the bill organized by the House Committee on Public Procurement, saying it will address the unexplainable abandonment projects spread across the nation. He added that it will make the contractors brace up owing to the punishable laws in place.
The proposed bill seeks to amend Section 37 that deals with interest on delayed payment by inserting a new subsection on the existing one in the Principal Act, such that contractors, suppliers, consultants who fail to deliver on contract entered into with any federal government establishment covered under the scope of application of the Public Procurement Act shall be made to pay a cost of damage to the government in line with above provision. The proposal is tried and very fundamental towards addressing some of the challenges usually encountered by government ministries, departments, and agencies. From our professional standpoint, this proposal will raise the level of seriousness and consciousness on the part of the contractors willing to partake in government contract that the era of punishable misbehaviors is started in Nigeria procurement system.
Meanwhile, other stakeholders in the public procurement sector opposed the amendment to the Public Procurement Act. Director General of the Bureau for Public Procurement, Dr. Adebowale Adedokun, and the immediate past Director General of the agency, Emeka Nze, both informed the Committee on the Public Procurement that there was no need amending the law to punish contractors, as such provisions are always contained in the contracts. Dr. Adedokun said the Public Procurement Act 2007 harmonized the existing government policies and practices by regulating certain standards and developing the legal framework for public procurement in Nigeria to give room for competition and transparency. He said the intended amendment seeks to sanction contractors who delay in completion of contracts within a stipulated time. This sanction globally is generally included in the conditions of the contract, and it is outside the intendment of the PPA.
The Public Procurement Act 2007 clearly regulates public procurement processes to ensure that we allow competition, transparency, and accountability. The proposed amendment seeks to sanction contractors who delay in completion of contracts within a stipulated time. This sanction globally is generally included in the conditions of contract, and it is outside the intent of the Act. The Act does not regulate contract implementation, rather ensures that standard conditions of contracts and contract agreement regulates whatever transpired after a validly awarded contract.
The amendment will limit the power of the Bureau, contrary to what my DG said.
But that's not what he said.
No, I'm trying to expatiate why I said so. Because depending on the complexity and the risk associated with the project, I can raise the liquidated damage to 10%. But once you put 5% there, it becomes fixed. All over the world, it's expected that experts will assess the risk associated and assign percentage. And also it says here on that clause, it says the subclause shall not limit the contractor's liability to delay damages in any case of fraud, gross negligence, deliberate default, or reckless misconduct by the contractor.
Chairman of the House Committee on Public Procurement, Honorable Oyime Idem, said one mischief that has plagued the public procurement space in the country is the practice by contractors to delay projections unduly, intentionally, and without any fear of sanctions, adding that this mischief is driven by a number of factors, including incompetence of the contractors, non-prioritization of federal government projects, intention to apply for price variation, bad faith, compromise, amongst others.
Of contractors to delay projections unduly, intentionally, and without any fear of sanctions. This mischief is driven by a number of factors. First, incompetence of the contractors, non-prioritization of federal government projects, intention to apply for price variation, bad faith, compromise, absence of patriotism, economic sabotage, corruption, etc. My colleagues and I have studied the difference in culture and approach in other jurisdictions when it comes to the issue of executing government projects. One particular example that stands out for us is the practice in Egypt, where contractors are required to work both day and night and all through the week. This therefore means that the project time is reduced by about 50 to 60%, and a project that should ordinarily take 24 months.
Although the immediate past Director General of the BPP, Emeka Eze, also argued that even though the intent of the proposed amendments on the surface seems noble and well-meaning, it appeared focused on addressing an effect rather than the cause of an obvious challenge in the nation's contracting environment. Aniti Patrick, Core TV News, Abuja.